Super Bowl halftime. How you feel about Kendrick's performance?
Oh man, Kendrick killed it.
Okay.
Killed it.
Okay.
You know, the storytelling, the performance, the showmanship.
Yeah.
Drake is once again trolling Lucian Grainge, the CEO of UMG, by posting his daughter-in-law. He also unfollowed everybody on his burner and now only follows her. Messing with the labels like this is a very risky move.
It has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, you know, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy.
Pusha T enters the chat. Was Drake's downfall inevitable? Pusha T has officially stepped in to comment on Kendrick Lamar's anti-Drake Super Bowl performance. And it looks like he's hinting that this takedown was orchestrated behind the scenes for a while. Kendrick just made history, pulling in over 130 million views for his halftime show, more than any other performer ever. While the world was celebrating his massive win, Pusha posted a cryptic message that had fans convinced he was throwing major shade at Drake. Meanwhile, Drake seems to be spiraling more and more every day, and he just took things to a whole new level by going after UMG CEO Lucian Grainge's daughter-in-law, Sofia Richie. This is wild because Drake spent years flaunting his exclusive UMG contract, acting like he was untouchable.
I talked to a UMG executive earlier today, and you know, he was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know this to be the case, but it seemed like he trying to get out this deal. This is like a strategic play to get out this deal.
But now, it's all blowing up in his face. Fans are saying Drake played himself, thinking he was special, but instead, he signed a deal with the devil, and now he's paying the price. And rather than playing it smart, he's pressing the self-destruct button. Let's break it all down. Pusha T's cryptic message. Was this always the plan? Pusha T finally broke his silence on Kendrick's historic Super Bowl moment, and it wasn't just a casual congrats. He took to his Instagram stories and wrote, "Mission accomplished, congrats." And that mission accomplished part. Oh, people were definitely reading between the lines. It didn't stop there.
You don't stand for nothing, you don't say nothing about nothing. You don't. And you run to the Memphis, oh, I'm Memphis, Houston, that's my black side. You never related.
When paparazzi caught up with Pusha recently, he praised Kendrick's performance, and you could tell he was proud of what went down. But that one Instagram post, it has fans convinced that Pusha was hinting at something much bigger, something that's been brewing for years. Let's not forget, Pusha T was the first to crack Drake's untouchable image back in 2018 when he dropped the story of Adidon and exposed Drake's secret son. That moment alone shifted how the world saw Drake.
Super Bowl halftime. How you feel about Kendrick's performance?
Oh man, Kendrick killed it.
Okay.
Killed it.
Okay.
You know, the storytelling, the performance, the showmanship,
Yeah.
the creativity. You know, real artist for real.
Yes, sir.
And he did it his way.
Okay.
Gotta respect it.
Now, with Kendrick's back-to-back takedowns and Drake spiraling out of control, fans are saying this was all part of a long game, a plan to strip Drake of his golden boy status for good. Drake's reckless moves, career suicide. Drake has been moving reckless lately, but after Kendrick's record-breaking Super Bowl moment, it's looking like he's in full panic mode. He's non-stop posting on Instagram, supposedly hyping his new collab album with Party Next Door. But let's be real, this isn't just about music. Drake is escalating his war with UMG, and instead of just taking legal action, he's making it personal. And as he always does when he's feuding with a man, he's targeting the women close to them. This time, Lucian Grainge's daughter-in-law, Sofia Richie Grainge. On February 11th, Drake randomly posted a picture of Sofia wearing an OVO shirt on his secret Instagram page. And as if that wasn't enough, she is now the only person he follows from his Finsta account. Now, if Drake thought this was some power move, it's already backfiring hard. Fans are dragging him for being completely out of touch and say this proves he's learned nothing from this beef. And honestly, given how much power Lucian Grainge holds in the music industry, this could be the worst move Drake has ever made. So what do y'all think? Was Pusha T confirming that Drake was always meant to lose? Is Drake self-sabotaging his career at this point? And is targeting Sofia Richie going to come back to bite him even harder? Let me know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on the latest celebrity drama.
Shit done changed. Billionaires talk to me different when they see my face stuff from Lucian Grainge. Who the CEO of Universal? They're mistaken, cause Google's saying Lucian, but that just doesn't make sense. Who got Lucian? I said, f it, I'm tearing holes in my budget. All I know is that God got me, I'm sitting on large properties. Treat me like a newborn, Lucian not dropping me.
Drake is spiraling. Why is he targeting women instead of facing his enemies? Drake is at war with Kendrick Lamar and Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grainge. But instead of addressing them directly, he's coming for a woman who has nothing to do with this drama, Sofia Richie Grainge. And what makes this worse? This isn't the first time Drake has taken cheap shots at women instead of going after the men he's actually beefing with. When he was feuding with Meek Mill, he went after Nicki Minaj. With Pusha T, he brought up Pusha's fiancée, Virginia. Against Kendrick, he kept throwing shots at Whitney Alford. With DJ Mustard, he targeted Mustard's ex-wife. And when Metro Boomin called his music pop, Drake went and followed Metro's just-turned-18 daughter. Now, in his full-blown war with Lucian Grainge, Drake is targeting Sofia Richie Grainge, a married woman who is 12 years younger than him and just had a baby 8 months ago. You'd think with all the allegations swirling around Drake and young women, he'd be extra careful. But instead, he's doing the opposite, and fans are calling him out for it. One fan tweeted, "Drake knows how destructive his fans can be, so posting Sofia, who's minding her married business with her baby, knowing they'll flood her comments is actually nasty AF."
Stay scheming, Drake says. Tell Lucian I said I'm tearing holes in my budget.
Tell Lucian I said I'm tearing holes in my budget.
Did Drake call you up after that and say, hey, I need more money for my project?
If ever Drake or whenever Drake calls up and says he needs more money for his project, I give it to him.
Another wrote, Drake posting Sofia Richie, who is not only married to Lucian Grainge's son, but also the daughter of Lionel Richie, is insane. Drake's fans probably don't even know who Lionel Richie is. When you mess with powerful men's families, don't cry when they pull a plot twist on you. So what's really going on here? Drake versus Lucian Grainge, what caused their fallout? Drake seems convinced that Lucian Grainge plotted against him, but that theory makes zero sense considering Drake was UMG's biggest cash cow for years. Now, some of Drake's fans are trying to spin his lawsuit against UMG as some revolutionary fight for independent artists. But let's be real, Drake had no problem being Lucian's golden child when it benefited him.
So this is what I'm hearing. So Drake, supposedly in this $400 million deal, he had one more deliverable, which is the Party Next Door album. Now, prior to the beef in May, there was going to be a last project that would then catapult Drake into his next deal. It's like basketball. These guys are like restricted free agents, right? You don't let them become a free agent before you negotiate and lock them into another deal. What happens is when you're at your last project, y'all start talking. It's like contract year. Think about NBA.
He flexed his special treatment all the time, constantly bragging about how his deal was different from other artists. He even name-dropped Lucian in multiple songs, acting like he was untouchable because of their relationship. Before this beef with Kendrick, Drake wasn't just another UMG artist, he was Lucian's #1 priority. In 2021, Drake signed one of the biggest deals in music history, rumored to be worth $450 million, and Lucian himself made it clear that Drake could have whatever he wanted. So what changed? Theory number 1, Drake got too greedy. Some insiders believe Drake got too comfortable in his position as UMG's top earner and tried to push his luck. According to reports, Drake wanted to renegotiate his deal and demanded $600 million from Lucian.
All right, you playing basketball, sometimes they be like, yo, I'm too injured to play. When it's contract year, you suck up that injury, you gotta play because you want that bigger contract next. Here's the interesting thing. Before Drake could drop that and then potentially be a free agent, he's been negotiating. He's been thinking, I'm gonna go get a bigger payday, maybe $600 million. The beef happens, and from what I've been, told, the conversations have severely not gone in Drake's favor. The re-upping or whatever, it's just not what Drake would think.
But the problem? Drake forgot who was really in charge. No matter how big he got, Lucian was still the boss, and Drake was still just an employee. Theory number 2. The Diddy connection suggests this fallout has something to do with Diddy. Last year, Lucian Grainge was named in one of the lawsuits filed against Diddy, specifically the lawsuit from producer Lil Rod. Now, this lawsuit didn't just target Diddy, it also made serious accusations against Lucian and UMG. Lil Rod claimed that Lucian and Diddy's relationship went deeper than business and said, Mr. Jones recalls seeing defendant Grainge visiting Mr. Combs' home in Miami and Los Angeles. Whenever Grainge visited, he and Combs would disappear for hours in Combs' bedroom. Lil Rod accused Lucian of aiding and abetting Diddy's criminal activities, claiming Lucian was one of Diddy's co-conspirators who knowingly benefited from his alleged crimes. According to Lil Rod, Lucian provided vast sums of cash that made Diddy's alleged activities possible. And on top of that, Lil Rod suggested that Diddy might have Lucian on tape doing questionable things at those infamous freak-off parties. But here's where it gets really shady. In May 2024, just a few months after this lawsuit was filed, news broke that Lucian and UMG were suddenly dropped from the case.
Lucian Grainge and Universal Music Group are now dropped from the Diddy lawsuit. Tyrone Blackburn dropped them from the lawsuit with prejudice after the attorneys for Universal Music Group and Lucian Grainge said that the accusations were so offensively false that they plan to seek legal penalties directly against the lawyer Tyrone Blackburn and not even the accuser. And I feel like the only reason that Tyrone Blackburn dropped them from this lawsuit is because he knows how good of attorneys these actually are, and they're backed by Universal Music Group and Lucian Grainge, so there's some big money behind them.
So what's next for Drake? At this point, it's clear Drake is spiraling. He sued his own label for allegedly boosting Kendrick's Not Like Us. He's escalating his war with UMG instead of making a strategic comeback. And now he's dragging a woman into the drama just to take cheap shots at Lucian. So what do you think? Is Drake self-sabotaging his career? Was this fallout with Lucian inevitable? And will going after Sofia Richie backfire even harder on Drake? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the latest updates.